This video dives into the ultimate 200m comparison, Lyles versus Bednarek. We analyze their speed, race patterns, and who truly looks unbeatable this season.
This is Adrian Carr
from the Bahamas. And here is Lyles. Here is the man of the moment, 1931 man.
That was Ian Carr. Adrian Carr is in 1. This is Noah Lyles in 7.
Went to T.C. Williams High School in Virginia. Now part of Pure Athletics. His coach Lance Brauman told me yesterday that he's ahead of schedule compared to last year's training. Ran 1931 to win the World Champs last year in Eugene.
Obviously ready for this. This is Zarnel Hughes, very tall fella, coming out of 6.
European champion at 200 last year. Olympic finalist in the 100 in 2021.
Brendon Rodney is on his inside in lane 5.
Canadian gold medalist on the 4x1 last year. Trains at Sprint Tech with Maurice Wilson. Lecturer there as well.
Rasheed Dwyer will come up on your screen now. He's in lane 4.
Commonwealth champion in 2014. Silver in the Pan Am 2015. Olympic finalist at 200 in 2021 in Tokyo.
This is Eric Harrison Jr. from Trinidad and Tobago.
2 bronze medals in the World Juniors for the United States 2018. Runs for his family's home country, Trinidad and Tobago now.
Alonso Edward is in lane 2, represents Adidas.
Wow, the Panamanian, second to Bolt in the World Champs in 2009 in Berlin. Still going 14 years later.
And in lane 1, Adrian Carr, representing Motorcade Track Club.
One Class 3 200 for Kingston College, runs for the Motorcade Track Club. His coach, a former KC athlete, and here has made progress this season, but missed champs because of injury.
Final event of the 5th staging of the Racers Grand Prix here at the National Stadium. Adrian Carr in 1, Alonso Edward in 2, Eric Harrison Jr. in 3, Rasheed Dwyer in 4. There's Rasheed. Brendon Rodney in 5, Zarnel Hughes in 6, Noah Lyles is in 7, and Ian Carr is in 8. That's Noah Lyles on your screen. And here once again is the outstanding Spencer Darlington.
So the final event on the program, the men's 200 meters, all eyes on Noah Lyles, the reigning world champion, running out of lane 7. Set, off they go. Very, very good start by Lyles. Rasheed Dwyer is there as well. Noah Lyles, fabulous transition into the straightaway. He looks good. Zarnel Hughes is running a big race as well. But Noah Lyles steps on the accelerator. The 2-time world champion is imperious, unstoppable, and unbeatable here. 19.68. Wow, that is a stunning performance. 1968. New world leading. What a way to lay down the gauntlet.
1967.
1967 by the 2-time world champion Noah Lyles. He came here to deliver, and he has delivered the goods in no uncertain terms with a stunning performance. 1967. What a way to bring the curtain down on the 5th staging of this meet. Hughes in 2nd. That's Zarnel Hughes taking 2nd. Excellent run by him as well. And Rasheed Dwyer back in 3rd. 2014 and 2095 for Hughes and Dwyer respectively.
Impressive is the world champion. You can see why he's won that gold medal 2 times and an Olympic bronze as well. Puts on a real show for the fans who stayed through the rain and the delays and came back and watched brilliant sprinting by him. Got the lane draw he wanted, wide to the outside, curve not quite as sharp, and came off the turn flying. Hughes putting a punch down the stretch, but the world champion, too much for everybody tonight at 19.67. Second look, there he is, just one in from the inside, goes past Carr, the Bahamian on the outside lane in a flash, and pulls Hughes with him through the curve. Then he turns into the straightaway. Seems to crouch down a little bit, but then when he gets sight of Hughes in the peripheral wing mirror, hits top gear and blows away to win in 19.67. Nice way to end the meet. Here's the isolation shot. Deep concentration, gets past Carr on the outside, keeps on going around the curve, straightens up now, tries to stay tall and runs away from Hughes and everybody else in the 200 final. That's 1967. That's the fastest time at 200 in the entire world in 2023. Hughes, right inside to your picture, tall and strong, but Noah Lyles not to be denied. He's the world champion, and this is why.
Former Olympic champion, just one of the big names in here. There's one or two new ones to kind of look out for. We'll point them out. Aaron Brown, very experienced Canadian on the outside. Was at the World Relays with DeGrasse. Lots of guys went there to help the teams qualify for the World Championships later this year. Those World Relays were in China. Kenny Bednarek, though, will be concentrating on Grand Slam, and why not? And he's been running quick, 19.84 in Miami in this event. Has won it both times. Can Hughes get on terms? He ran in Atlanta recently in a straight 200 meters where he ran 19.55 with a very slight following wind. That's his slight, just slightly over the limit. But that just shows where he's at the moment. DeGrasse will be trying to hang on to the two of them round that bend. He's in lane 5. Decent lane draw for him. The 21-year-old Jamaican, Brian Lavelle, only once under 20 seconds, but that's a great thing to do. His next best after that is 20.34, so he kind of wants to get more consistent in that low 20-second mark, the young Jamaican. On with Zarike, and is in lane 3. Mentioned this, tricky. 3 inside lanes here. Ran the 100 in those games in Atlanta, got beat by Sambine, and everyone's been getting beat by Sambine this year. Christian Coleman, like you, Anson saw him yesterday practicing at the start out of lane 2, just trying to get familiar with this. 100 meters, of course, by far his best event, but he's a no slouch at 200 on his day. And then Christian Miller, 19-year-old, just a couple of weeks ago. He actually beat Christian Coleman in Tokyo in the Grand Prix just recently over 100 meters, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes at the longer sprint here. He's not known as much at the 200. So Brown on the outside, Kenny's in 7, Hughes is in 6, DeGrasse is in 5. Anyone else going to get involved? What about Christian Coleman all the way in lane 2?
I'm thinking all Kenny right now, man. What's he going to do? And Zarnel, is he going to show that he's got something?
Might just have a breeze on the back of the athletes down the home straight. Could work for them.
Set.
There's a little twitch from Hughes, but he got away, but Kenny's got away strongly as well. And in fact, Kenny Bednarek has taken a meter out of Zarnel Hughes round the top bend. Aaron Brown has had to watch him glide past him. Look at Coleman in lane 2. He has come to the races here. Can he maintain? No, no, no. Here goes Kenny, away and gone. Kenny wins it, 1993. Another great performance. It's just been taken to 1995. Daylight. In fact, almost a week between him and the rest. Never mind a day. It was
He said a week.
So far ahead of everybody.
1995 on this track is absolutely ridiculous, man. Like I said, I saw him do those turns yesterday effortlessly, making up the stagger on Aaron Brown within the first 20 or 30 meters, which is a testament to the speed around the turn, because Aaron Brown is actually a really good turn runner. So I know Hughes did what he could. You know, he saw him for the entire race, literally. Was behind him and saw him for the entire race. But did what he could. Kenny got in the straightaway and just, no one's going to catch him by that point.
To try and explain this, because Hughes is running very, very well, but he's half a second behind.
The 200 meters has always been a race of rhythm, patience, and controlled aggression. In recent seasons, 2 American stars have defined the event in very different ways: Noah Lyles and Kenny Bednarek. Their performances at separate Grand Prix-style meets showcased contrasting sprint philosophies, one built on championship dominance and finishing power, the other on precision, consistency, and ruthless efficiency. At the Racers Grand Prix in Kingston, Lyles entered as the reigning global standard in the half-lap event. Drawn in lane 7, he carried the aura of a showman but ran with the discipline of a technician. The field was stacked: Zarnel Hughes, a European champion with proven top-end speed, Rasheed Dwyer, a championship-tested Jamaican, Brendon Rodney, Olympic relay gold medalist, and the experienced Alonso Edward, a former world silver medalist. On paper, it was balanced. On the track, it became a demonstration. Lyles' start was composed rather than explosive. His genius revealed itself in the transition phase. Through the curve, he maintained perfect posture, hips tall, stride frequency controlled yet fluid. Hughes attempted to apply pressure on the bend, but by the time they entered the straight, Lyles had already shifted gears. The final 80 meters were not frantic, they were surgical. Each stride widened the gap. It was not just a win, it was a reminder that when Lyles is in rhythm, the race is decided before the crowd realizes it. In contrast, Bednarek's statement performance came at a Grand Slam meet where efficiency ruled the day. Also in Lane 7, Bednarek lined up against veterans like Aaron Brown, the ever-reliable Canadian, Hughes again, fresh off a windy 19.55, and Olympic champion Andre de Grasse, returning to sharpen his speed. The storyline hinted at experience versus emerging dominance. From the gun, Bednarek's race pattern was aggressive. His first 100 meters were sharper than Lyles' typical build-up style. He attacked the curve, minimizing wasted motion. By the time he exited into the home straight, he was already clear. The clock told the story, 19.95 seconds. Under 20 in controlled conditions, without visible strain. While Lyles often dazzles with charisma and late acceleration, Bednarek impressed with mechanical precision. There was no dramatic surge, just sustained superiority. Comparing the two performances highlights their subtle differences. Lyles thrives on championship psychology. He absorbs pressure and converts it into momentum, often delivering his fastest segment in the final phase of the race. His stride opens as others tighten. Bednarek, meanwhile, distributes his energy evenly. His bend running is arguably among the most technically efficient in the world right now, and his consistency across meets makes him a constant threat. Another key distinction lies in race narrative. Lyles' Kingston run felt like theater, a global star silencing a competitive field on Jamaican soil. Bednarek's victory felt clinical, a professional dismantling rivals through preparation and timing. One was artistry, the other was execution. Yet both performances signal the same truth. The men's 200-meter is entering a golden tactical era. Depth is increasing, margins are shrinking, and the American rivalry between Lyles and Bednarek is becoming one of the sport's defining storylines. Whether it's Lyles' devastating final drive or Bednarek's relentless curve speed, each brings a weapon that can decide a global final. If these races are any indication, a head-to-head clash at full capacity would not simply be about time, it would be about identity. The showman versus the strategist. The late accelerator versus the early controller. And in a race decided by hundredths, the smallest technical detail may determine who stands alone as the fastest man over 200 meters.